Nobody saw this coming. The Chargers just made a move that could completely change the future of their offensive line. And trust me, this signing is not just some random name, it could have major impact. The Chargers have officially added offensive lineman Sam Mustipher to their practice squad. Yes, the same name you might remember from last season. Now, this is interesting, because Sam isn't just a filler. He's a flexible player who can line up at guard or even center, which makes you wonder, is this signing a sign of changes coming on the inside of the offensive line? And let's be real, this move comes at the right time. The offensive line has been a serious issue. Go back to that Giants game, Justin Herbert was pressured 27 times. That's almost half of his passing attempts. Imagine your quarterback running for his life on nearly every drop back. What Herbert did that game was nothing short of incredible. But the Chargers know that can't continue. That's why they brought Mustipher in, and in return, they released center Josh Kellenberger from the practice squad. Now, Kellenberger looked solid in preseason. He played tough, showed flashes, and fans thought he might develop into something more. But here's the thing, he's limited. One position, one style. And in the NFL, versatility often wins the roster battle. Before we dive deeper into the latest Chargers news, make sure you subscribe to the channel, drop a like, and hit that bell icon so you never miss breaking updates. Alright, let's get back to it. So the question is, did the Chargers just find a hidden piece to fix their O-line puzzle, or is this just another temporary patch? Stick around, because what comes next might shock you. When you look at Josh Kellenberger, the truth is clear, he was limited. A pure center. No flexibility to slide over and help at guard. And that's exactly why the Chargers went out and grabbed Sam Mustipher. He brings something Kellenberger didn't, versatility and experience. Mustipher isn't just another name. He's been around the league, and that matters. At 6 feet 2 inches and 332 pounds, he's got the size to hold his ground, but more importantly, he can shift between center, left guard, and right guard. That kind of flexibility is gold for a struggling offensive line that needs every option available. Here's a quick look at his journey. Came out of Notre Dame as an undrafted free agent in 2019. Played with the Chicago Bears, where he appeared in 64 games and started 43 of them. Spent time with the Ravens, the Broncos, even landed on the Chargers' 53-man roster in 2024. Most recently, he was with the Titans before heading back to Baltimore, until they let him go just a day ago. And now? He's a Charger once again. The kind of player who's been tested, bounced around, and seen a lot of different locker rooms. That's the value he brings, experience in chaos, but the real question is this, can a journeyman like Mustipher truly stabilize this offensive line, or is he just another stopgap in a long list of patchwork moves? Stick around, the answer might surprise you. It's almost like Sam Mustipher can't escape the loop, back and forth between the Ravens and the Chargers, and here he is again. But there's a reason teams keep calling his number, experience and flexibility. For a roster that's been shaky in the trenches, that matters a lot. Mustipher isn't the type of player who dazzles headlines, but he's the kind of steady hand coaches love. He can fill multiple roles, and in a league where injuries pile up every week, that flexibility is priceless. Meanwhile, the struggles on the offensive line are real. Jamaree Salyer hasn't been himself at guard, too many pressures, too many breakdowns. And now, with the Commanders' game ahead, there's buzz that he could be moved back to tackle, where he actually performed much better in the past. Maybe that's where he belongs. That's where Mustipher comes into the picture. Don't be surprised if he's called up quickly, even though he just signed. Why? Because he's not new to this. He's been in the Ravens system, he's been in the Chargers system, he already knows the playbook, the calls, and the rhythm. That's an advantage that can't be ignored. But here's the real twist, if Mustipher steps in right away, it could completely shuffle the Chargers' offensive line for Sunday. The question is, will it finally bring stability or create even more changes? Sam Mustipher isn't just a depth signing, he's someone the Chargers could throw in right away if things get messy. And speaking of messy, let's talk about Mekhi Becton. He's been limited in practice, and the question is simple: will he actually be ready for Sunday? The Chargers desperately need him back. When Becton is on the field, the entire line plays better. But if he's not ready, Mustipher's role becomes even more important. Now, here's where it gets interesting: the center position. Bradley Bozeman is holding down the job, but the numbers paint an ugly picture. According to PFF, his grades are near the very bottom of the league: overall, 47.8, 46th out of 48, pass blocking, 45.1, 34th out of 48, run blocking, 47.6, 47th out of 48, that's rough. Coaches can praise him, teammates can back him up, but the stats don't lie, he's struggling badly. And if your center is the weak link, the entire offense suffers. This is exactly why adding someone like Mustipher makes sense. He's started plenty of games at center before. He's lined up at guard, too. He may not walk in as the new starter, but he gives the Chargers something they don't have right now: a proven backup plan if Bozeman's play doesn't improve or if injuries force a change. But here's the real dilemma: will the Chargers actually make the bold move to shake up their starting lineup, or will loyalty to their current guys hold them back? The answer could decide how far this team goes. Right now, the Chargers' offensive line feels like a giant puzzle with too many missing pieces. Do you slide Jamarice Salyer back out to tackle? Do you trust Mekhi Becton to step in at guard, or maybe even return to his natural spot at tackle, the position he was originally drafted for? And if that happens, does Sam Mustipher suddenly become the piece you plug in at guard or center? It doesn't stop there. There's also Andre James in the mix. Do the Chargers finally try him at center? Or would he fit better at guard while Mustipher handles the middle? Right now, there are more questions than answers. And here's the real frustration: we've all seen what Justin Herbert can do when he has time. Give him a clean pocket, and he can slice through any defense in the NFL. But when the offensive line collapses, everything falls apart, and that's exactly what we've been watching week after week. To be fair, the front office is trying. Joe Ortiz has been making moves, shuffling pieces, and searching for solutions. But here's the hard truth: fixing an offensive line isn't easy, especially mid-season. Trades for linemen almost never happen this time of year, which means the Chargers are left to work with what they've got. Here's the truth: even with all the chaos on the offensive line, Omarion Hampton has been a monster. This guy is running like he doesn't care what's happening in front of him. Against the Giants, he showed flashes of pure dominance, but only got 12 carries. That's not enough. When you have a back who can bulldoze through defenders and create yards out of nothing, you feed him the ball. Period. And then there's Justin Herbert. The key with him right now is simple: make sure he isn't forced to hold the ball too long. Quick throws, fast decisions, short routes that open up space. Herbert is one of the best when the offense flows through rhythm, not when he's running for his life. These are basic strategies, but sometimes the most basic things are what win games. Protect Herbert, lean on Hampton, and suddenly this offense looks completely different. But here's where it gets even more interesting: can the Chargers actually build a game plan that hides their weaknesses, or will the offensive line once again drag everything down?